Hello, everyone. Welcome to In the Paint with Cameron and Jordan. I am Cameron today, along with Jordan Hunter, and we got a lot to talk about here today. It's our our last show before the NBA season starts. Are you amped up for all those games Tuesday night?
Yeah, I'm really excited. We haven't had basketball since June, so to get the season underway with some good games, I'm really excited. Can't wait for Tuesday.
Yeah, but before we even start the season, there was a big trade. The Wizards got Marcin Gortat in a 5-player deal. Okafor goes to Phoenix, even though he's injured. The Suns get Kendall Marshall, Shannon Brown, and Malcolm Lee to Washington, and then draft picks were involved. Who won this trade?
Oh, I think Washington easily won the trade. I mean, first of all, Okafor is not even healthy, so you're trading healthy center for an injured center, and what Washington is getting is they're getting a scoring big man in Gortat who has some good low post moves. Now he may not have the defense that Okafor had, but he does have that scoring that Okafor did not have. I think Shannon Brown will get some playing time. I don't know about Malcolm Lee or Kendall Marshall. So I think it's a good move for Washington. It's not a blockbuster trade, but it's going to help. A lot of those little trades help teams along the way. What do you think, Cameron?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, there was one time where Gortat was a backup for Dwight Howard in Orlando, and people called Marcin Gortat the best backup center in the NBA. I think he's a really good center. He's got all the fundamentals, and he's a great center. I feel bad for Okafor with the injuries. Phoenix, they're just in a rut. I mean, they just say, hey, we'll take anybody. We'll take expiring contracts. We'll take any random draft picks. They have no identity. They're not going anywhere. They might have one of the worst franchise seasons, in my opinion. You look at the Wizards, they're on their way to the playoffs with these small moves. And Al Harrington, high-low with Gortat. It's all about that high-low with Gortat. Harrington and Gortat. You don't believe in the high-low with Harrington and Gortat?
I mean, I believe in the high-low as a system, but I don't see Al Harrington anywhere in the Washington Wizards offense. I don't see him coming off the bench at times.
Well, did you see that Miami Heat preseason game?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, Harrington played great.
I mean, it's preseason. Got to get your bench player some minutes.
That's true. He just gets He just lights it up sometimes. Let's move on to something that Jalen Rose said that has fired up a ton of people. He thinks that when Durant and Westbrook become free agents, and Kevin Love, he thinks Kevin Love and Russell Westbrook are going to the Lakers, and then he thinks Kevin Durant is going to go join with Harden and Howard for possibly a championship run. Is that just loco, or is that pretty decent basketball talk?
Well, Kevin Durant, his response was, I can only see what is going to happen today, this season. But, with that, I think the Westbrook and Love thing, that's definitely plausible because I can see Love going to somewhere like LA, big lights, getting away from the cold Minnesota, and I can see Westbrook joining him. They were teammates at UCLA, and Durant to Houston, I don't know. That's far fetched. I don't know if that's gonna happen. I don't know. That's something that's puzzling me because I don't know if Durant would stay in Oklahoma City. I mean, I feel like he has a loyalty there, and he doesn't want to pull a LeBron.
You had to go there, didn't you?
It's the same scenario. He's been on the team for what a good. He's been on the team a good 6 years, at the same time as LeBron. And they make it to the finals, they lose, he leaves. Same LeBron scenario, but obviously people wouldn't put Durant as a villain because everyone loves Durant.
No, they don't. That's not true. I actually think Durant's turning into the villain, which is a pretty sad thing.
What? How
Yeah.
is Durant the villain?
Yeah, he has. You should have been there when it was against Houston last year in the playoffs on Twitter, and just like the whole world just came crashing down on Kevin Durant for 4 straight quarters against Memphis. You'll be surprised. The more you lose, the more hated you get. That's reality. I agree with the Westbrook Love thing. I actually think that's a good possibility. I don't know about the cold weather and all that. I mean, I understand your point, but
It's true.
yeah, but
I mean, it wouldn't be the primary reason they leave, but I don't think Kevin Love is going to find the success he wants in Minnesota.
you
I
never
think,
know. They got a good team, and Rick Adelman's a good head coach.
I mean, I think it's a good team on paper. I don't think
Yeah.
they're pro-am like the Pelicans are, but I definitely think it's on paper. So many things could go wrong. You know, Martin could get hurt.
They've had
Love
freaky injuries.
The injuries are always an issue. If they have everyone healthy, Minnesota's going to be a great team. They're maybe even a playoff team. I'll say that.
I would agree. So let's just say this. Let's say the Timberwolves make the playoffs for 3 straight years. You think he'll stay?
Yeah, I think he will. I think he'll stay. I think Minnesota will make a move to get another. I think Ricky Rubio progresses. I think Minnesota makes another move to get another sort of star, or everyone else just gets better and no need to make another move. But, you know, it's all talk. It's a long way away. Jalen Rose is just trying to stir up the pot.
That's so Jalen Rose of him to do that.
Yeah, Jalen Rose always wants to be the next storyline. So moving on, we have Andrew Bogut of the Golden State Warriors getting a contract extension for 3 years and $43 million. Cameron, do you think this extension is a little too much money or just about right? Because I was reading and he said he was being pretty picky on how much money he wanted.
You know what? I think the Warriors and Bogut, I think this is a great deal because Bogut, he can really play when healthy, and I think he's getting to that stage. The Warriors will need Bogut. If they just let him walk, they're done. Their finals chances, their Western Conference Finals chances are done. Because here you got a guy in Dwight Howard. Here you got the San Antonio Spurs with big men. You've got Grizzlies, Clippers. You need Bogut to carry that load offensively and defensively. He's a great two-way player. I love the deal. I think you do too, right?
Yeah, I think it's just about right. I mean, what's that, about a little less than 15 a year? I think that's right around him. Maybe a little too much, but he is a veteran. I don't know if I would have given him that much, but I agree with you that he is an essential piece on that team. They wouldn't be where they are without the defensive Andrew Bogut, without the presence of him. So yeah, I think it was good for the Warriors to lock him down for a couple of years.
Amen. Let's move on to something else that I find pretty interesting. Opening day. You got Magic, Pacers, Bulls, Heat, Clippers, Lakers. So, let's start out with what many would call the bad game. Orlando and Indiana. I think Indiana's going to beat them by 30.
Come on, Cameron.
Come on, agree with it.
I mean, I think, yeah, you're right. It is a bad game of the 3. All eyes, though, will be on Victor Oladipo as he's making his season debut. But I wouldn't say 30. I'd say maybe 20. Remember, the Pacers are without Danny Granger. He is said to probably be injured. He's said to probably be injured for the season opener. So I don't think it is going to be a contest. But 30. Come on, you can give the Magic a little bit of credit.
First of all, it's in Indiana too, and maybe 30 was too big, but I think it's definitely a possibility because Indiana's got the guy I don't really love, but Chris Copeland and C.J. Watson can get hot. They can get hot against bad teams, so that's why I say 30. They can. Hey, when Chris Copeland and C.J. Watson hit a few three in a row, two in a row, three in a row, four in a row, they're just flat out on fire. So that's what I just think they're just going to catch fire against a bad Orlando team.
Yeah, Orlando is expected to be at the bottom of the Eastern Conference, and Indiana's at the top. So this is going to be just a warm-up game for Indiana, almost like a preseason game, almost like a regular season preseason. So
It's
next
good.
game.
It's a good game just to get the legs underneath everybody, happy, healthy, just like that.
Once they're blowing them out, just get the bench players in, let them rest, night off.
Yeah.
Next game, Clippers and the Lakers, 7:30 on TNT. That is a game most people think the Clippers should easily win. With Kobe Bryant in question for the season opener, actually, he's doubted to actually play the season opener. Do you think the Clippers will easily take this one? Will this be a 30-point game also, Cameron?
You know what? You're going to be a little surprised by this. So far, the Lakers this preseason have done pretty well. And I'm not saying they're going to win. They're just going to lose by 10 or 15. I don't think it's going to be a blowout. I think the Clippers also, they have a new offense, and they're trying to get used to that. And Redick, Dudley, Chris Paul trying to get used to them.
Yeah.
So I think the Clippers they'll struggle in the first half, but they'll cruise in the second half.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. I think the Lakers could maybe, I don't know about hold them, but contain them first half, try to contain Chris Paul. But without Kobe, I don't think it's going to be a contest. And Kobe's saying he's still trying to ease his Achilles and his leg back in after going hard in China. And it's Friday. The season starts on Tuesday. If he's still trying to relax his Achilles, I don't think he'll be ready. I mean, you're gonna be asked to guard Chris Paul some of the game. Kobe's gonna be asked to guard Chris Paul as he did last season, and he can't guard Chris Paul if he's not 100%. Chris Paul will push him to the max, but I think the Clippers will win this one. I think it's a good opening day game because of it's two LA teams, and we all know how the Clippers covered up the Lakers banners and all that. Actually, let's talk about that real quick, Cameron. What is your take on the Clippers covering up the Lakers banners during their games? Do you think it's disrespectful? Do you think they're right because it's their arena for the night? Nick Young says it's disrespectful. Steve Nash says he would do the same. Nicky Young, a new Laker, is having his own... I don't think he should have said anything. I mean, he just got to the team.
I agree. I don't think it's that big of a deal. You know what? To me, I think people who think it's a big deal, they don't really understand basketball because the Clippers, they've become such a great team that they should get the respect that they deserve. First of all, I'm not a big, having teams share an arena. I've never been that type of guy. I like when separate teams have their own separate arenas. I think the Clippers should go back to San Diego or come to Anaheim just for selfish purposes. I want the Clippers to come to Anaheim so I could go to their games more often. But let's forget about that. I think it's okay. Doc Rivers has to pull the PR move, being the director of basketball operations. The Clippers are a solid team. I think they're making the finals. You think I'm crazy. What do you think?
So you don't think it's disrespectful for them to cover up a Kareem Abdul-Jabbar retired jersey with a DeAndre Jordan poster?
No. Well, okay, let's think about this. Is it, you know what? Is it disrespectful for the New York Giants to cover up... No, for the New York Jets to cover up the Giants banners and everything Giants related when they play?
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Yeah, I think it's fair too, both ways. The Lakers, if the Clippers had banners, Lakers should cover it up. I agree. I think it should be both ways.
Even though the banners represent the Staples Center, not just the Lakers, I think it's the symbol of the banners, not just that it's the Lakers. I don't know.
I
think
just...
I don't like Doc Rivers making all these big moves. He just came in here. I don't like him
Oh,
thinking he can call the shots, and he's the big head on campus. I
he's...
don't like that from Doc Rivers.
Doc Rivers... You know what? Doc Rivers is one of my favorite coaches of all time. Don't disrespect Doc Rivers. He can do whatever he wants. No, he doesn't. No, nobody can do whatever they want. That's not true. But, come on. It's really not that big of a deal. You're right. I understand it symbolizes more things, not just for the Lakers, but in the basketball world sense.
Yeah.
Like, I get that. You're totally right. But, again, when we play in the arena, it's our time. It's just 2.5 hours. It's all it is. They just put the banners up for 2.5 hours, take it down. It's not that bad. It's only for 2.5 hours. I don't know why we're talking about this, but that's okay.
Moving on. Perhaps the biggest game of the night. The Chicago Bulls traveling to Miami to face the defending champions, the Miami Heat. Cameron, this is supposed to be one of the biggest games of the year. What's your take? Who's winning this one?
You know what? Usually I don't say, oh, you know what? I have no idea who's going to win. For this one, I have no idea who's going to win because, first of all, how is Greg Oden going to transition? How is Beasley going to do? I mean, there's so many question marks there because they're important pieces. People say, oh, Greg Oden, Michael Beasley, not that big of a deal. But they are a big deal. Everybody just says LeBron and Wade. Chicago, Rose, we know how electrifying he is. Defense incredible. I just can't build a solid take or position on this. Can you?
Yeah, I can. It's because Joakim Noah is out, and they don't know if he's going to be able to play. He said he wants to play, but he doesn't know. So I'm going to take that as a no that Joakim Noah is not going to play. Players usually say they want to, but they're not sure. It usually means they can. So without Joakim Noah, the Bulls are going to lose. I don't care if Derrick Rose plays 35, 40 minutes the first day. I don't think they can beat the Heat. I think I don't know if Greg Oden will have a great stand on the game, but I think he'll give them hustle. I think he'll give them rebounds. I think he'll give them that inside presence that they don't have off the bench.
I mean, you make a great point, but I just think that Jimmy Butler is a big key.
Jimmy Butler?
Yeah, why don't you like Jimmy Butler?
I don't. I'm just saying, is that the reason that I don't think he could make or break a game? I don't think he's super good. He's about as good as J.J. Redick.
Some people think he's as good as Shumpert.
Yeah, I could see that as a Shumpert having limited offensive skills but a great defender.
Yeah, that's no. I think Jimmy Butler has some offensive skills. I mean, they may not be extraordinary, but if he can improve offensively, it'll be huge for them. I think Tony Snell will be huge. I mean,
Tony Snell?
Yeah, look, I've heard a lot of good things about Tony Snell and how hard of a worker he is, so I just have to throw that name out there. You look, you know what? I concede. I'm going to go with Miami just because of the Noah thing. But if Noah was there, it would be a toss-up.
Yeah, I think the Bulls they have that toughness that every time the Heat are puzzled to why sometimes they can't beat them because they don't have that toughness that the Bulls bring.
Toughness is big, but I just think that rotation-wise, they have the best defensive rotations. I think, personally, and I know everybody says, oh, Miami, all the floppers, all the soft team. They used to say that about the Lakers 2000 to 2002, which wasn't true. The Lakers were a tough team in those dynasty years, and I think that's the same for the Heat. I think the Heat are more tough than what people credit them for. Period.
You think?
Yeah, I really do. I think LeBron is mentally tough. I think Dwayne Wade is mentally tough. I think they're a mentally tough group. They've had to go through tons of obstacles with the decision and the 2011 disappointments. They find ways and they rally together as one unit. I think they are just as mentally tough as anybody else.
So, for them to be able to win a championship, which actually I think 75% of the GM said they would, who's going to have to step up? Is it going to have to be Wade have a bigger role? Is it going to have to be the bench? What do you think is going to be the key for them to go as far as they did last season?
I really think it's Greg Oden and Beasley.
Greg Oden?
Yeah, I'll tell you why. He doesn't have to give anything offensively. Anything. But defensively, if he can just deny the post, if he can just be a good help defender, he doesn't need to be crazy. He just needs to be there in key situations to defend big men. Also, I think Beasley needs to find a way to score within the confines of the offense and score at a pretty good volume. If he can attack the basket, draw the defense, be a better passer, be a better scorer, he could be the difference. I don't think Wade will really catch up. LeBron's gonna get better. Chalmers is getting better, but the bench, the role players will be the key factor.
Hey, I think you're right. I think you're definitely right with that. The role players have to be able to produce when they come on the floor. You cannot just expect your starters to produce the same every single night. Say Chris Bosh is off. Say LeBron's in foul trouble. That's when the bench needs to step in and produce. So, moving on, Cameron, I was reading on a Hangtime blog by your boy Sekou Smith.
Sekou!
And he wanted to know how important is the NBA preseason? People are saying, oh, the Sacramento Kings beat the Los Angeles Clippers. People are responding by saying, oh, it's just preseason. How important is NBA preseason to you?
Okay, first of all, I'm one of those guys who thinks every game is important in this sense. I know it's preseason, but that doesn't mean you can take a night off and not play hard. I mean, you still gotta play hard. You still have to follow the offense. You still have to do what coach says. You still have to do those things. And, if the shots aren't falling, those small things, if the ball doesn't bounce your way, if you have little, silly turnovers, that's okay. But if you follow the main stuff and you execute for the most part, you should be okay, even if it results in the losses and you do your job and sometimes it just doesn't bounce your way. That's okay. But for those saying, oh, you don't even have to play hard, you don't have to do anything, you can just, not get back on defense, that's totally not true. I mean, it's a game simulation for the regular season. So might as well help yourself and play like you would in the regular season.
So, what do you think of the Wizards beating the Heat?
Okay, that one, that was really surprising in this sense. I thought even the Heat's bench would have done better. I think they were a little tired from the international trip. I think they played LeBron and Wade, little minutes. So I think that was a big factor. But I expected a little... they were missing wide open jump shots too. So, credit to the Wizards, but the Heat really sat their guys out.
Yeah, that's true. So, the preseason, it's not something to say. Do you see, like the Kings, how they beat the Clippers? Does that mean anything? It means something to them and the progression of their players as, Jimmer Fredette and Ben McLemore, but it's not something to say, oh, the Kings are better than the Clippers. We all know that's not true. We all know the Kings are in the second Western Conference.
I don't know about that. I think there's somebody on this channel that thinks otherwise, but okay. Look, Well, I want to get your thoughts on this.
On what?
On the preseason.
I like preseason. I think it's good for teams to know. Oh, this like it's cutting down rosters. Every preseason game, teams are cutting down their rosters and getting rid of those training camp invites that didn't work out. I think it's good. I think it's good evaluation of players, of lineups, of rotations. You know who can play in critical situations, who deserves minutes. That's what I think it is. I think it's definitely about who can get their minutes, how they can produce with those minutes.
What do you think about the international trips, the ones to Shanghai, Istanbul, playing for the international crowd?
I love it. I think the NBA needs to expand internationally because it wants to be like soccer. It wants to be played all over the world. It wants to be talked about all over the world. I think it's really good for the NBA. I hope they keep expanding. Andrew Bogut just said he hopes they go to Australia. I hope they go to Australia. Australia is a really big basketball continent. So I think it's really good for them. I think the publicity is good. You know, like when Jeremy Lin and them went to China, that was monumental. That was huge. When Kobe and the Lakers went there, that was amazing. Kobe's the biggest star, one of the biggest stars in China. So it's refreshing to know that this isn't just America's sport. This is the world sport. It's an international game, and I hope Adam Silver can keep expanding it when he takes over after David Stern leaves.
I totally agree. I love how the NBA goes global all the time, and I really think the NBA basketball has the potential to beat soccer internationally. If you think about it, if they continue this path, I think they need to expand out to more countries. Though it always seems like they just go to a few countries. Like they always go to China. If you've noticed,
They always go.
yeah. I mean that's great, but go to Iran. I mean, Iran's been a country that's seeking and salivating for basketball, but they don't have the resources and the know-how to make it a basketball country. Go there. I mean, I can't really maybe go to small islands. Kids, underprivileged kids who want to find maybe a way out, and maybe basketball could be their option. So
yeah, definitely.
I think the NBA will do that. It's just a matter of time. I agree, though. I love the international job and the way the NBA is going.
Can I bring up something that you said on the last show last week?
Yeah.
I want to bring up how you said the Denver Nuggets would make the playoffs. I still don't get where you're coming from on how Denver, a team that lost arguably their best player in Andre Iguodala, I don't know how you see them in the playoffs. I just can't. I picture them as like a 10th or maybe 11th seed.
You know what?
Denver, though.
It's been tough. It's been tough to think about because I've thought about the Pelicans and some other teams out in the West.
Even Dallas.
No, I think Denver is better than Dallas.
Monte Ellis has gotten better. Jose Calderon was the most accurate three-point shooter. Dirk Nowitzki's going to do what he does. Dallin Bear's in the paint. They're a good group of guys.
ISO Monte. Injuries. ISO Monte and injuries are their Achilles heel.
I think he's going to be better. I don't think he's going to do as much isolation. I think he's going to take the right shots. Now, Denver, all they have is Ty Lawson, who they can put their money on.
No, Evan Fournier has improved a lot.
Gosh, he's inconsistent.
He's gotten better. He's improved. Let's look at a guy like let's see here. Jordan Hamilton. What do you think about Jordan? I think he could be a big factor. Andre Miller's always great.
Yes.
What?
I agree with you, Andre Miller. He is good.
I think JaVale McGee is going to take the next step. You forget about Nate Robinson. Nate Robinson's their sixth
Nate.
man. They
Crazy Nate Robinson.
Yeah, in that high-octane offense, he's going to score a ton. Hickson is great. I mean, not great, but good. Randy Foye gets buckets. I remember seeing Randy Foye at before the Clippers became great, the time when they drafted Griffin. I saw some Randy Foye games at Staples Center. He's one of the better pick and roll players. When he comes off the pick and roll, he can either pop that three or take it to the rack and absorb the contact. I like this team a lot.
Yeah,
So
I think Randy Foye is good, but I don't see him as. I mean, he could score, but I see him kind of getting. I see him kind of getting out of control and just taking bad shots because he feels like he's one of the main focuses of the offense, and he did that at times in Utah.
yeah, you want to talk? I want to talk about this real quick. We've got some time. We're doing an NBA fantasy draft, and first of all, I just joined this 16 team. Is that a 16 team draft?
Yeah, 16-team draft.
Wow. Okay. Are you what's your team name?
My team name is the Sacramento J Ballers.
I'm in your division. I just found out. We're doing this on ESPN.
Oh gosh.
Fantasy. I'm in your division. Hey, I'm locking up Al Harrington. You better not mess with that pick.
No, not Al Harrington. Do you know what order you draft?
Do I like do a pre-draft or what did you say?
No, do you know what order you're drafting on Saturday?
No, do you know what what order?
I'm drafting 4th.
You're drafting 4th? I hope I can get like 1st maybe. If I can get I heard it's a snake draft. By the way, we're doing this with everyone at National Sports, so a lot of people from National Sports. So
yeah, almost everyone. I think I'm pretty sure it's close to everyone.
I'm gonna check where I'm picking. So this is a snake draft?
Oh wow.
What?
I just found out something.
What?
The Washington Wizards are waiving Shannon Brown, Kendon Marshall, and Malcolm Lee immediately after they just got them in the trade.
So we have breaking news from Jordan. I wish I had some breaking news music, but what?
Yeah, it says they acquired them and they'll waive those 3 players as they have a roster crunch to try to get their key guys. I mean, I don't know. That's weird. I would have kept Shannon Brown. I thought he would help the team.
I thought he would be a good, solid bench player, and wow, that's really surprising. Wow. So that's gonna really shake up. Now maybe I should take back what I said, but
I could see him in Boston. Maybe I could see him in Boston, coming off the bench for a Courtney Lee.
Yeah, I mean, he would be.
We'll bring him back to LA. We'll take him.
Oh my God! With Jordan Farmer, I'm gonna start having 2010 flashbacks all over again.
Hey, that was a good team. We had
that was a good team.
We made a lot out of nothing. We made a lot out of
If it wasn't for that triangle and Kobe's heroics, saving everybody, bailing everybody out, dude.
Oh, come on, Cameron.
No, I like it. I think Kobe was incredible at that time. I'm saying that the talent was less than repeating.
The talent was less than what.
Yeah, I'm saying that
Dallas didn't have much either when they beat the Heat.
Yeah, well, Dirk went crazy and that was a really good defensive team. That was a really good defensive team.
Yeah, they were significantly less talented than the Miami Heat. All they had was really Dirk and what Jason Kidd was there, right?
Yeah, and they just played zone all day, just hoping that they would stay alive and win the NBA Finals. I'm struggling to find where I'm drafting at. I don't even know how to figure that out. I've never done.
It should say at the top where your team name is. It should say draft order 4 out of.
So, is it at home with the league?
Yeah, it should be at home, or actually it could be also in your.
Oh, I'm the first pick of the draft.
No!
Yes, yes, yes. LeBron James is coming to Team Sadeghi. Yes, yes, yes. Oh my God, yes.
Dang it! Well, Cameron, who do you advise me to pick for my 4th pick?
Okay, I would go.
Durant are gone.
Go with Harden.
Really? Well,
He's the best shooting guard in the NBA, according to some people.
Oh gosh, I don't agree with that. Okay, well, I think. Well, I don't know what kind of league. I don't know what kind of league, if it's head to head or points only.
No.
I think it's points only.
No, this is not a points only league.
Does it say if it's just regular head to head, then you'd want a stat stuffer?
Yeah, because I'm looking and it says it asks for the. I mean, it shows the people's stats, so I think this is a head to head thing. So, well, I don't know what a snake draft is. Does that mean it's like a fixed draft, or is this a real draft?
It's not fixed, I know that.
Okay, good. I don't like those fixed drafts, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I don't like those either.
Yeah. Jordan's asking if we're still on. Yeah, we're on. I wanted to just share, I just had to share that breaking news with you. We'll update you with the fantasy stuff, and you can predict who's going to win and all those things later on, and we'll get more interactive with that. Is there anything you want to share, or you want to head out?
I think we should head out. Everyone watch NBA. Watch the opening night, October 29th, Tuesday. It's gonna be some good games.
Wait.
Well, only one good game, I think, in the Heat and the Bulls. But October 30th is when the real season starts, as there's a full slate of games, including the Sacramento Kings against the Denver Nuggets.
All right, just gotta say a few things really quick. First of all, this one guy, I put on Twitter, if you retweet this, you can get a shout out on this show. So one of my basketball teammates, Daniel Haynes, retweeted. And I didn't give him the shout out last week. So Daniel, shout out to you, greatest shooter. He can pull up from 30. So Daniel, he can pull up from 30. So I gotta give him credit for that. Let me see. Fantasy draft will be great. NBA games Tuesday night, TNT. Did you hear about Open Court, your favorite show? Tracy McGrady said that he was very close to taking performance-enhancing drugs. Did you see that?
Yeah, I was a little surprised he said that.
Yeah, Ernie's look was hilarious. Ernie was about to jump out of his chair. Go catch that on NBA TV.
It's on every day.
NFL Red Zone this Sunday. Patriots, Dolphins.
I'm loving NFL Red Zone.
Patriots trying to bounce back. Dolphins trying to survive. Jordan he's going to definitely tune in for that. In the Paint with Cameron and Jordan. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you next time.